Welcome back to the show, to whatever this is. I still really don't know. I'm kind of just recording, sitting here recording, but I enjoy football, man. So I just record wherever I want, whenever I want. I told you last week that I was going to be back on Friday. Well, guess what? That's 2 weeks later. I lied. Sorry about it. But if you are watching this, you already know what we're about to talk about. About to talk about some Week 9 games, some injury news, some updates, and what I think about what's going on around the league. Got a lot to say about certain trades and stuff, so we're going to get right into it. The first thing that I just been informed was that Rashad Bateman is out for the year, and Michael Thomas is also out for the year, most likely. Rashad Bateman had a foot injury that he re-aggravated on Thursday night against Tampa, and Michael Thomas had I believe, a foot injury as well. But MT's going on IR, and Bateman is done for the year because he's getting surgery on his foot. So those are two very, very big pieces for two pretty good offenses. And it's kind of unfortunate because I really thought that the Saints might be making a push after this win, and they were going to get MT back, and they were going to get Jarvis back, but it's not looking like that's going to happen. And I honestly don't know when Jarvis is coming back. He's set to be questionable this week against the Ravens on Monday night, so we'll see how that shakes out. But good thing for the Saints, though, Olave has been playing great, and Andy Dalton's been playing pretty good without his weapons. Jarvis Landry practiced today. He has an ankle injury. He practiced today, so he's in line to play Monday. They got an extra day of rest, so should be good. Yeah, but that's tough. That's tough for two teams that legitimately have a shot at getting back to. Well, the Ravens, they're going to be fine. I honestly think that they're going to win the division, but for the Saints, it's a tight race. They're only one game behind in the NFC South. But without Michael Thomas, and more injuries too, it's kind of tough. He probably wasn't 100% coming back into the season. I mean, there's just no way that he was ready. Because if he gets hurt 3 weeks in and he can't come back for the rest of the year, dude, there's something really wrong. And I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what the full, diagnosis is of his injury, but to me, that means that, dude, he's got a lot more to worry about than just getting back to football. Dude, he's got to get his body right. You know what I mean? He's got to get his mind and body right before he can step back on a football field. I don't think it sucks because, dude, Michael Thomas hasn't played a full season since 2019, right? They're not bringing Jameis back. Dalton's going to stay as a starter. Dude, but tough time being a Saints fan, man. Imagine getting fuckity fucked in the playoffs twice by Stephon Diggs, then by the Rams and the referees, and then by the Vikings again, and then by Tom Brady. 4 chances you had. 4 chances you had to make the Super Bowl, and you came up short. Well, as a Niner fan, I can't really talk, can I? But yeah. Interesting news for Baltimore. I think that means a little less. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're pretty good without Bateman. They do have injury, dude. There are a lot of teams, man, just can't overcome injuries. Like the Ravens, they were hoping to get Bateman back, and I honestly thought he was coming back, but I guess not. But yeah, I think Duvernay is ready for the role though, to be the wide receiver one. I don't think they're gonna be hurt by it too much. I think they'll be okay. But yeah, nevertheless, it's tough news. It is tough news. You never want to see players go down, but I'm recording this on a Thursday, so this is going to come out after the Thursday night game, but Brandon Cooks isn't playing tonight. And I have the Eagles defense in fantasy in both my leagues, so I'm pretty happy. Even though I'm 2-6 in one league and 6-2 in the other. It's about balance, That's actually so fucked up. Because the league that I really care about, I'm 2-6 in. And the league I don't give a fuck about, I'm fucking 6-2 in. Why does that work like that? Why? It's so annoying, dude. I drafted, my first draft was my 6-2 league, and I didn't care. I went in there, I'm just gonna draft whoever I want. I drafted Jamar and Andrews first, and I got Saquon in the 4th fucking round. It's an 8-man league, but I got Saquon in the 4th round. I just drafted whoever. Drafted Jalen Hurts, Eagles defense, ETN. I have Damian Pierce, Michael Pittman, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mark Andrews. Dude, my team is stacked as fuck. In my other league, it's a 10-man, and I'm 2-6, and I drafted like dog shit, man. But that was mainly because every player that I wanted got picked right before I picked. F'd in the A. Can't say YouTube. Oh, YouTube's gonna... Honestly, I don't think YouTube cares if I say that. Fucked in the ass. I got... Figuratively speaking, of course. Not really. But the Niners, man, we have Christian freaking McCaffrey. If people are still saying that McCaffrey was... we gave up too much draft capital for McCaffrey, they can go piss off. They can go piss up a rope. And I bet you never heard of that saying. It's a real saying. I did genuinely think that we gave up way too much. Because we already gave up so many picks for Trey Lance. But now looking back, I think we made a great move. McCaffrey opens up everything on San Fran's offense. He gives us that explosive running back that we really haven't had since Raheem Mostert when he was healthy in 2019. And that opens up everything for Shanahan, because when you get to run the ball and you get a guy that can pick through little holes and make people miss like no other running back can, that sets you up for 2nd and short, 3rd and short, and you can open up your playbook more. And that's something that we've lacked with certain running backs not being healthy, not being as explosive, not knowing the system as well as others do. And it's kind of hurt us. In 2019, when the 49ers had 3 running backs that ran over 4-3 and they were all healthy, their offense opened up and they had more explosive plays off of that in the pass game. So that's what I think McCaffrey does for San Francisco. It not only, obviously you add a tremendous generational talent, but you open up everything for Ayuk, Debo, George Kittle, Jimmy Garoppolo, who's already playing amazing this season. Probably his best football of his career, one of his best stretches of games that he's had. And their defense is going to get guys back. Dude, the Niners are getting like 10 guys back after the bye week. So, barring anything crazy, the Niners are in really good shape. And the Philadelphia Eagles, dude, guess what? I was right, wasn't I? I said the Eagles at 3-0. I said when they were 3-0, they were the best team in the league, and I was right. And I'm still right. Yes, the Bills are great. Don't get me wrong. The Bills are really good. They are very good. But the Eagles, man, there's just something about an undefeated team. You can't top it. There's just, especially when you're complete everywhere. And I forgot who said it. I think Sean Payton said it on The Herd. I've never seen a team. It's hard. It's really rare for me to say that there's a team that's complete everywhere, that they don't have a weakness. And dude, the Eagles, they really don't have a weakness. There's kind of, I guess there could be flaws in their system at times because what they do is pretty simple, but they kind of do it in a variety of different ways and they give you different looks. But it's pretty much just the same, like, bootlegs and play action, and they kind of move Jalen Hurts out the pocket. They're running the ball 51% of the time, and that's kind of what their offense has been like ever since Sirianni's gotten there. But they've just added more players like, A.J. Brown, of course, who that guy is a freak of nature. He had 3 touchdowns, man. 3 touchdowns, 3 tutties. Another hat trick on Sunday. A lot of hat tricks, man. A lot of them. But, yeah, the Eagles, I still think they're the best. They have a quarterback. I've said this before. They have everything. Secondary, linebackers, D-line, O-line, tight end, receivers, running backs, quarterback, coach. It's all clicking. There's no mistake that they're 7-0. They're about to be 8-0 after tonight. When you see this, the Eagles probably put up 41, and the Texans probably put up like 6. Got a touchdown late, went for 2, and they didn't get it because they suck. And the Texans are going to get blown out, and the Eagles defense is going to give me 40 points. That's just what's going to happen. I don't make the rules. But people make up the easy schedule narrative, and dude, Eagles fans, I'm telling you right now, when you start hearing that, anybody knows this. When you start hearing, I heard it before 2019. I heard it, dude. That's when you know you're the best. When people start making excuses for your schedule, they make excuses that you're good because of your schedule. That's when you know that you're a really good team. And obviously, yes, because you're undefeated, but People do that all the time. They kind of put teams like that who, yes, they did have an easy schedule, but any given Sunday is a real thing, and it's very, very hard to go 7-0, 8-0. They're going to be 8-0. Dude, it's very hard, and that's no mistake. They are that good of a team. They are a Super Bowl contender. I feel like a lot of teams, a lot of players and coaches don't think so, and analysts, I should say, but I do. I think they're very good, and I think they're going to stay that way. You know, they may not lose a game till December. Like, legitimately speaking, you look at their schedule. This is their November schedule, guys. They verse Houston, the Commanders at home, at Indianapolis, home against Green Bay on Sunday night. Their only challenge really comes December when they face the Giants and the Cowboys. They face the Giants twice. The only team with a winning record that isn't in the NFC East on their schedule is Tennessee. A real chance to go undefeated. It's legit. I'm not even just saying that. It's a legit chance that they, barring injury or anything, they're set up really well. I think they're a lock for the 1 seed. Yeah, they're just complete. You know, they don't really blow teams out necessarily. Like, they haven't had that one game where it stands out. I'd say last week against Pittsburgh, that was the one game where it kind of stood out a little more. But they're just solid. You know, they just, everything is working for them. They kind of get the lucky bounces a little more. That's what really good teams get. They get the lucky bounces more often than not. So it's impressive. Good for Philly. They're going to keep rolling. This is what I think about Hurts. I remember when Hurts came in against Green Bay in 2020, I was like, dude, this guy's going to be really good. And I don't know why. There's kind of quarterbacks that I tend to defend a lot for some reason, like Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, like Jimmy G. And Jalen was one of them. When people were having doubts about him, like, dude, I knew right away when he started playing in 2020 and the Eagles offense, you could see it immediately. They just turned the switch. They flipped the switch and without Wentz. And I was like, okay, this guy's the real deal. It's going to take a while, but I knew from that day on that he was going to be really good. And I'm proven to be right. Great team. Great team. Something else I wanted to get into, dude, PJ Walker came in, and if it wasn't for DJ Moore, and you could argue the NFL, the referees messing it up a little bit and kind of screwing over the Panthers. But if it wasn't for DJ Moore, man, PJ Walker would have the Panthers at 2 straight wins. And that's no mistake. Dude, PJ Walker's like playing extremely well on a team that just lost its best player, just lost its head coach, and, you know, it's pretty much playing for nothing at this point. They're only a game behind in their division, which is crazy to even think, but dude, they're not bad. Like, I honestly thought that Carolina was going to make the playoffs coming into the season. Very big whiff on that, but PJ Walker, dude, he kind of just, there's kind of certain things where you look at quarterbacks and how they come in and they play better than the starter, and you think, why is that? Why weren't they starting the whole time? I honestly believe that when you go in there, you kind of have like pressure taken off of your shoulders, and it doesn't sound right because you go in there and you think, okay, pressure's on them now. I don't really think that's how it works. I think when you're a younger guy, they kind of make things a little easier for you. Look at Bailey Zappi, for example. Bailey comes in, and the Patriots look a whole lot better than him, but he's kind of playing with just this confidence and like this kind of, well, this is just my shot to play and throw the ball. I'm just going to show out as much as I can because I don't know if I'm going to get this opportunity again. That's kind of the situation with PJ Walker and a lot of the same quarterbacks that you see come in and have that opportunity. I really think that's true. I really think that it goes both ways. I think you obviously give credit to coaches because they're going to make things a lot more simpler for the quarterback, and they're going to give them a friendly script to run off of, and they're going to stay ahead of the chains. They're not going to try and do anything crazy or put the guy in a bad position. They're going to put them in the best position to win. I didn't like the McDaniels hire from day one. Not necessarily because I think he's a bad coach. He's a good coach. He's been an offensive coordinator in New England, and he's had much success. But as a head coach, the one time he was a head coach in Denver, it wasn't pretty, and there was a lot of controversial things, and I didn't like the hire. Plain and simple, I just didn't like it. And it's unfortunate because they really are a much better team than they were last year. Dude, this is probably Derek Carr's best team since 2016, and they're nowhere to be found. They're invisible. Like, Carr's playing bad football, honestly, for the most part. The only bright spot has been Jacobs when they give him the ball, when they feel like giving him the ball. Defense can't take the ball away, can't really get pressure on the QB. It's kind of the same old story. It's been that way for the Raiders for years. Like, it's just, they lack an it factor, They lack like a game changer. It's kind of like Minnesota. You see Minnesota, they were losing a bunch of games, close games, and it's kind of been that way for a long time with Mike Zimmer. And this year, they finally have that like one more player that can change the game for them. And that player is guys like Zadarius Smith and Jordan Hicks, and Dalvin Tomlinson, and now they got TJ Hawkinson. And, I think it's kind of given Kirk a little leeway. And, for someone like Derek Carr, I think he's lacked that his whole career. I think he's kind of been a victim to this identity crisis in a way. And I think the Raiders, they've been suffering for that. They've been suffering from that for a while, and they've obviously gotten better. They got better with Gruden along over the years, and I think that they were a solid team coming into this year, and they just got better with Adams and stuff and Chandler Jones. But it's ugly. It's sad to see. They scored 0 points, man, against one of the worst defenses in the league. Like, against one of the worst in the league, man. They lost to the Red Rocket. The Red Rocket, Andy Dalton. Come on, dude. Like, you can't score more than a point against the fucking Saints defense. It's tough. I get it. It's the NFL, but dude, to be 2-5 with that team, a better team than you had last year, it's like, it's sad, man. And if I was a Raider fan, I'd be pissed. I honestly think I've been hearing things that, McDaniel's job is not so secure. So we'll see how that shakes out. Derek Carr's just been through it all. I mean, that guy, he's like the second coming of Matthew Stafford. I want to see him win a Super Bowl in the coming years. And I think it's possible, man. You never know with these things. You really never know with these kind of things, dude. Obviously Stafford is like, obviously Carr is like a very, very big part of the Raiders' success, but dude, it's crazy, man. The league, I wouldn't be shocked. I'm not predicting anything, but I really wouldn't be shocked if he gets traded. Like, it's one of those things where you really just never know. Maybe I could be missing something. I don't know his contract situation off rip, but or what his deal is, but yeah, I think that would be not too bad of an idea. Even though Carr is great, I think he's a tremendous quarterback, arguably top 10. And he'll fit, anywhere you need him to, really. I think he can adapt. I think he's proven that he can adapt to different systems very quickly. And, I think a team should take a look at that if they can. I'm not going to lie. Jamar Chase going down, I honestly didn't think it would be that noticeable, but it was pretty noticeable, dude. Like, really noticeable. The Bengals' defense is good, and they just got ran through. They got ran through like a sorority girl at Miami, UCLA. And that's pretty ran through. Unfortunate. Nick Chubb, made him look like the goddamn 2019 Bengals. And it was pretty ugly. They made Jacoby Brissett and Amari Cooper look like the second coming of Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. I don't know what the Bengals were doing. It was all night, man. They just really couldn't stop the run. They turned. First of all, the offense was terrible, and that they put the defense in bad positions. Joe Burrow had like 3 turnovers. He had I know he fumbled one, and I know he threw a pick, and that set them up with really good field position. The Browns, and they couldn't guard Cooper. It was 2 guys doing the work all night. It was Chubb and Cooper, dude, and they couldn't stop him at all. They had injuries. Who went down? Chidobe Awuzie went down, and also Trey Flowers went down. They were already missing DJ Reader. So, that's tough. But, it doesn't help when your offense is literally shitting the bed. Like, dude, they woke up, and there was shit in their bed. There was literally brown stains. They versed the Browns and they took a brown shit on the field because they were so bad. It was, dude, it was actually terrible. I was watching that. First of all, I went up against Chubb and Higgins in fantasy, so I lost. So, okay, I was already pissed. I was already fucking pissed. To see that Jamar Chase means that much to Cincinnati, like, it's alarming. And you really better hope if you're a Bengals fan that Chase comes back, but I think that he comes back sooner than later. And I think it's worth noting that, Panthers, they're hot right now. They're 1-1 past 2 games, but dude, they're not bad. I don't think the Bengals are gonna lose, but I do think it's gonna be a closer game. Jets and Bills. It could get ugly. I also think it could be a close game because the Jets are good, but their defense is really good and their pass defense is really good. I do think it could get ugly though if Zach Wilson does not take care of the ball. And the one thing that I've seen from Zach Wilson all season is he's running away. And when he does run away and out of the pocket, it's usually for a bad reason, and he usually throws a pick. Dude, he was literally trying to throw it away on the sideline, and he got picked off. And there was another one where he rolled out, he had a shallow cross, and he waited till he got to the sideline, and then he just lofted it in triple coverage. And it's like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Like, the Jets had that game. They had that game. They easily should have won that game. That was going their way for the majority of the game. If Wilson just eliminates like 2 picks, they could still probably win that game. Like, it's alarming because you see Zach Wilson as a really good talent when it comes to throwing the ball downfield. He makes crazy throws, and I think you go back to 2021 against Tennessee when they got their first win. He threw one to Corey Davis that was beautiful. He had a few throws against New England last year that were just onto the sideline, and it was like a rainbow. It was perfect. And those are the flashes that he shows. And he brought them back against Pittsburgh, double-digit points. Those are things that you can't take away from him. I defend him, but at the same time, his lows are extremely low. And I think that if Wilson doesn't take care of the ball, it can get really ugly. I got to be honest. And Rams, Bucks. Both of these teams are searching for offense. Can't find it. Where's Waldo? I don't know. They're looking for Waldo and they can't find him. They suck. They're really bad on offense. It's like a game of, where the fuck is Tom Brady at? Filing divorce papers? He's not balling out on the field. And where the fuck is he? The running game, non-existent. Wide receivers are getting besides Evans, are getting 2 yards a catch. They're targeting Godwin 12 times a game, and he's catching 50% of those passes. They're very off script. I've never seen Tom Brady so off script with his players. Defense is good. Defense ain't bad, but when your offense can't do anything, it's what the fuck? The Rams, their problems I think are unsolvable. They don't have a running game. They will not have a running game for the rest of the year. Their offensive line is just atrocious. Played better last week, but still, Matthew Stafford, after they score 14 points, it's they can't score more than that. They look decent, and then they just disappear. The Niners own them in the second half. They've owned them for 8 straight games in the regular season. But yeah, Bucks problems solvable. Rams problems not solvable, I don't think. So yeah, week 9, baby. Really quick episode. You're gonna probably see this on a Saturday if you're watching it. I probably whiffed on a lot of these takes or whatever. Because in this league you never know shit. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you maybe Monday. Maybe. You never know. Maybe in a year.